All right. So this is week 4, lesson 2, analyzing the relationship between two variables to choose an independent and dependent variable. So an independent variable, these are two new things, especially if you're going to do something in science or math, like this is going to be your life. All right. So graphs, everything. Independent, dependent. Independent means usually labeled as the x variable, is controlled by something constant and does not change as a result of another variable, something that can be controlled, or something that's constant. Sometimes it's called the control group. All right, the dependent variable, usually labeled as the y variable, changes based on the independent variable. So this causes this, something that is not controlled or experimental. So for example, if I were to draw a graph, which is what they usually graph, this is my x-axis. So that's not pretty. This is my x or my independent. And this is my y, which is my dependent. It's supposed to be a D, not a P. Okay, it's not pretty. But for example, if I have more magnets, more metal I can pick up, or how strong the magnet is how much metal can be picked up. X is oftentimes time. For example, if you look at the COVID lowering the curve, flattening the curve, that's what it's called. So for example, if we're looking at the disease, you guys often see this graph, right? So this is time in this case. Over time, that's my constant, something that won't change, and it's constantly flowing. On this day, this day, this day, there's this many cases. Cases are just there. It just increases and then decreases over time. All right, so situation number 1. If Maria is baking cupcakes, she needs 1/4 cup of flour to make each cupcake. The amount of flour she has determines the amount of cupcakes she can make. The amount of cupcakes depends on the amount of flour she has. So my independent variable is the amount of flour. My dependent variable is the amount of cupcakes. For example, I can have the amount of cupcakes does not affect the flour. The flour is what affects the cupcakes. Let me look at another situation. So Henry wants to buy 2 times more lettuce than onions. Say he's making a salad. So the amount of lettuce he has determines the amount of onions. The amount of onion depends or relies on the amount of lettuce. So in this case, the amount of lettuce is my independent, the amount of onions is my dependent. Because the more onions I buy, the more lettuce I buy tells me to buy more onions, or the less lettuce I buy tells me to buy less onions. In this case, if he wants to buy, 5, if I want to buy 4 things of lettuce, I'm going to need 2 onions, because he's saying 2 times more lettuce than onions. And it can be the other way around too, because I can switch this, but in this situation, my equation would be onions equals to 1/2 of lettuce equals to onion. Yeah, because if onions is 2, then my lettuce is 4, because that makes 2 times more. I can also say, technically, I want my equal sign. This will be the dependent. This will be something in here. The variable will be the independent. Dependent independent. So my lettuce is independent, my onion is dependent. I can also say lettuce divided by 2 equals onions. Yep. All right. Let me show you the assignment. The assignment is here. This one's kind of simple. All you have to do is fill this out. So this, read it, tell me what is going on here, what's affecting what. If you're just typing, you can just type it, blah, 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 blah. Just type it inside. Okay, there we go. And then that's pretty simple. That's the same thing. And then over here, you're going to make your own. So you're going to choose 3 scenarios. Yeah, so choose, match it. What do you think is going to be the independent? What do you think is going to be the dependent? For example, the number of candles I sell. What's going to get affected? If I'm selling the candles, is it going to affect the height of a candle? Is it going to amount of money I raise? The amount of money I have? Which one? Yeah. If I sell, am I raising money or affecting the money I have? If I buy candles, am I raising money or am I affecting the money I have? The number of minutes. So which one is dependent and which one is independent? Okay. All right. I think that's about it for this lesson. All right. Goodbye for today. Actually, this week. Make sure you finish the other lessons before doing this one. Goodbye.